Time for the Local Business Spotlight on City News 570.
And joined this morning by our friend Faisal Susiwala, broker of record and Canada's top agent, RE/MAX Twin City, Faisal Susiwala Realty. Faisal, good morning.
Good morning, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well as well. Thank you.
Glad to hear that. Let's check in on our real estate market of late. What happened in the first quarter of this year, and what are we expecting as we now shift into spring, Faisal?
We've had a very, very strong first quarter, and as we're coming into the spring, we're seeing a lot of people resuming their buying plans. So we talked extensively last year about how people were just sort of sitting on the sidelines, hit the pause button, we're not interested in doing anything, and sort of that herd mentality where we better not do anything because nobody else is doing anything. And now it's just the resume button is on. Everyone is back into the market. Inventory starting to show up, and buyers are aggressively bidding on properties. And we're seeing multiple offers regularly on almost every home that's hitting the market that is priced well.
We just had the Bank of Canada announce that it's holding steady on its key interest rate. What are your future expectations around interest rates?
Well, I think, after 7 rises on the interest rates, it was time for them to hit the pause button on that. And I don't expect that there's going to be any sort of sudden increases in the rates. I think that things have stabilized. People have now climatized to the new amounts of money that they need to spend to carry their mortgages and are going to continue entering the marketplace. And don't forget, we're still at a low inventory, high demand situation. So I think we're just getting started on the incline and appreciation from the lower values that we saw late last year.
You mentioned those hikes, which there were 7 of. Did they have an impact on the market, those 7 rate hikes?
Well, the 7 rate hikes, it caused a pause. And as soon as there was no further rate increases, there was an uptick in the market. People said, okay, that's it. The rises have stopped, and we're going to get back into the market before something like that happens again. And I'm still telling people, don't lock in for 5 years. I think 2 to 3 years, again, I'm not a financial advisor, but 2 to 3 years, in my opinion, is a good set to mark for closing right now as far as your mortgage is concerned, but not to go long term. Sometimes,
Faisal, in real estate, we hear the terms power of sale or foreclosure. What does that mean?
So power of sale is where the bank has the right to sell your property in the event that you consecutively miss your payments. There's 2 essential changes or differences between the two. So a power of sale is where the lender sells the property. A foreclosure is where the lender takes title to the property. So in a power of sale, the former owner gets the excess profits from the sale of the property, but in a foreclosure, the lender gets to take the property and keeps the money. So you want to be very careful when you're taking out a mortgage to make sure that the rights that the lender has is in line with what you're expecting and not, giving up title to your home.
How can sellers avoid being in this position?
Well, just to be sort of proactive, look at the rates, look at the renewals that are coming up, and determine whether or not you're going to be able to afford those mortgage payments. And if you're not, then this is the time to, 3 months in advance is the time to look at your options, maybe downsize, sell the property while you have control of it, or as opposed to letting your lender take care of the sale of the property.
And what about on the other end of that for buyers? What does it mean for buyers? Are there advantages, disadvantages?
With buyers, yeah, there are advantages. Typically, you'll get a little bit of a better deal on a power of sale. But again, with the low inventory levels, bidding wars are still happening even on power of sales. The only risk factor there in a power of sale is that the lender or the seller is making no warranties. So you're basically taking the risk of buying a home as is condition. And, there is no disclosures or warranties being given. So yes, you may get a good deal, but there may be some hidden defects that you're not aware of in that home.
Faisal, we always appreciate the information. Thanks very much for being on the show today.
Great speaking with you. Thank you, Mike.
Faisal Susiwala, broker of record, Canada's top agent at RE/MAX Twin City. Faisal Susiwala Realty. You can find him online at homeshack.com.